virtually BGCMC. I'm Miss Christina, and welcome to the first part of my improv video series. In this series, we're going to learn more about improv, which is short for improvisation. And if you've ever been in my class before, these rules might sound a little bit familiar, but we're going to go over some basics about improv, how to have fun with it, and then after this video, you'll continue to do some more exercises that you can do either alone, with a friend or family, or in a big group. All right, so what is improv or improvisation? It's usually used for actors to be able to hone our skills at thinking on the spot, trusting our gut instincts, and just being able to go with the flow, have fun, and not think about what comes next. Improv actually has a lot to do with acting because sometimes when we're in an improv scene with a scene partner, we are in very specific circumstances. We are at a coffee shop, and if we're at a coffee shop, we have to create characters that are at the coffee shop, like the barista or the customer and things like that. So while practicing improv and doing these games, you get to also create characters, create them physically with expressions, get to know the character in their specific space and relationship to your scene partner and how you feel about each other. First rule that's important to know is you want to always agree. And that leads into the second rule, which is always say yes and. For example, if your scene partner and you just started the scene with somebody else and they go, "Oh, I've always wanted to go to the circus," they're offering you a suggestion for your scene, right? So you want to say yes and to them. You want to continue the scene at the circus, because if you said, "No, I'd rather be rowing a boat down the lake," then that's going to maybe create some confusion, and we want to be able to make the scene as successful as possible and as fun as possible. So if your scene partner offers you a suggestion, you'd go, "Yes, and I love the circus. I've always wanted to ride an elephant." And then that's a suggestion that you've given back to them, and you can see where that goes. Now we have the circus, and now we know that we want to ride an elephant. So there's so many different pathways that the scene could take. 1 and 2 lead into rule number 3, which is you want to make statements as much as possible, as opposed to asking questions. It can be really easy to ask questions back and forth, but sometimes it's not as entertaining to the audience, right? And so when you say, "And I've always wanted to ride an elephant," you are able to then continue with that. That's a statement. And then your scene partner could say, "Oh my gosh, me too. And look, there's like 5 over there." That's a statement. And then it can lead you to the next part of the scene. So if you're making statements a lot, you'll then be able to continue the scene, discover more about your surroundings, and also more about yourself as a character. All right, rules number 4 and 5 are really simple. Number 4 is there are no mistakes, only opportunities. Because we don't have a script, there's nothing we need to follow, right? So we get to use our imagination to come up with things on the spot. Therefore, the opportunities are endless. So have fun. And 5 is always have your partner's back. Be respectful, give them suggestions, catch them when they fall, not literally, but if you can tell that they're maybe having a hard time, help them out. Give them, "Oh, I really like your dress today. I really like the hat that you're wearing." And then they could be like, "Oh, thank you so much." You know, you're helping each other out. You want the scene to be successful and you want them to have fun as well. All right, our first challenge for today's video is going to be act it out. I'm going to show you some images and you are going to use your body, your physical movements, and your facial expressions to recreate the image that I'm showing you. Have fun, no rules, just embody the image in any specific way that comes to mind. It's unique to you. How I am going to do the example is not necessarily how you have to do the example. We could think different things about a snowman or a race car or anything like that. So here's the first image. All right, we've got some palm trees blowing in the wind. Looks very dark and stormy outside. Capture that image in your mind. Think about it for a little bit. And then trust your gut and just go with it. Think of how you could recreate the palm tree blowing in a windy storm or something like that. I'm gonna put my arms all the way up and I'm gonna go, you spin it around. Is it so fast you can't even like stand up straight as your palm tree self? Is it really cold? Think about how cold the wind could possibly be. How does that make you feel? Feel the wind just really going through your palm leaves, things like that. Next up, volcano. erupting in the dead of night. What do we think of that? I think I'm gonna put my arms up again, but this time I'm gonna go like a shooting motion outside. And also, instead of cold wind, it's going to be hot lava. How does that feel? Think about that. Think about it shooting sparks everywhere. Is it one big like explosion like that, or is it different like spouts of fire that way, that way, that way, that way? How does your volcano feel? All right, last, we've got a new butterfly coming out of its cocoon. So no longer a caterpillar, now a beautiful butterfly. This one is a monarch butterfly, but maybe yours is like rainbow colored or something like that. Could be anything you want. So, oh my gosh, it must have been so cramped in that cocoon for so long. And then you're just punching through that casing. Finally, you get to spread your wings. How good does that feel? Think about, oh my goodness, I've been waiting so long to just be able to fly, spread my wings, become my new self. That kind of makes me happy, so I'm gonna smile. Oh my goodness, thank you, thank you. This feels so great, and now I'm gonna get the hang of fluttering. Maybe I gotta learn a little bit. It's not like perfect right away. And the more I get the hang of it, the more I can fly away. All right, if you want to continue this with your own images, go for it. Tell us what kind of images you recreated. Tell us what you acted out. If you want to take it a step further and think of a character or something that you personally like and you want to recreate it and show us, please do. I'd love to see what you guys create, and stay tuned for the next video.